BWOne here from BWOne, and in this video I'm going to give you all the info that you need to know about the new Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. The very first thing I noticed on these new phones is the infinity display. They're no longer calling it the edge display. As you can see here, the borders are nearly gone here. It's probably one of the thinnest bezels that I've seen on a smartphone in a long time. Even at top to bottom, you can see that the borders are just really thin on it. Now it has a new 18.5 by 9 aspect ratio, so it makes the phone a little bit taller, but they're still keeping everything in a pretty compact size, with the S8 having a 5.8 inch display and the S8 Plus at 6.2 inches. Both have quad HD resolution as well. Now, where these displays obviously shine at its best is when you're viewing content, especially video. You can actually resize it so it takes advantage of your new ratio, and you really do get immersed in watching the content. Things look a lot better, a lot more immersive here with the new display on the S8 and the S8 Plus. The next feature that stood out to me was the build quality. The S8 has full Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back and made of an aluminum body. It's much less slipperier than the S7. It feels very comfortable in the hand. It feels like it just rests right in there. And for the fact that these displays are so much bigger, the phones don't feel overly sized. I mean, I'm holding the S8 Plus in my hand here. My hands are big, so it makes everything feel small. You know, everything looks small, but that S8 looks like a normal size phone in my hand, and that's a 6.2 inch display. And that's how they've made that work so well here. So the build quality is very top notch and premium coming from Samsung here. And with premium build quality, there's obviously going to be some premium specs inside of here. The S8 and S8 Plus have near identical internal specs with a Snapdragon 835 processor for the US. Internationally, you'll most likely get the Exynos processor. They're going to be coupled with 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage with micro SD card support for up to 256GB of storage. Both phones are IP68 dust and water resistant. They're going to be the first to have Bluetooth 5.0 in them, Wi-Fi, NFC and MST for Samsung Pay, USB-C, and a 3.5mm headphone jack that's going to make a lot of people happy out there that is still there, which I am happy to see that headphone jack is there. But the difference internally comes from the battery. The S8 has a 3000 mAh battery and the S8 Plus is a 3500 mAh battery. Samsung has assured us that these batteries have received more than the industry standard when it comes to testing for safety and quality, so these should work without any issues at all. And with those batteries as well, you can fast charge them wired and wireless, so you'll be able to, even though these batteries are kind of big, you'll be able to charge these up really quickly, top them off, get them to 100% as fast as possible. The physical home button is no more on the Galaxy S8. However, you still get vibrating feedback when you do touch the virtual home button on the phone itself, because underneath it there is a haptic feedback engine, so you will feel like it's like you're pressing a button. You'll get that feedback on the Galaxy S8. It's a pretty cool thing. Now, when I heard when you did that, I was really hoping they would also put the fingerprint sensor on there as well too. It'd be pretty cool to see it on the display, but they decided to put that on the rear, on the back of the phone, and put it to the side of the camera. Pretty odd spot considering where most rear facing fingerprint sensors are. I did get used to it rather quickly, just being able to tap over there to where it'll be, but it'd be very interesting to see how consumers react to it when they're going to be unlocking their phones using fingerprint security. Speaking of security, the iris scanner that was in the Note 7 has made its way here to the Galaxy S8, and what's pretty cool about that is you'll be able to authenticate using your eyes. You'll be able to just look at your phone and boom, unlock it right away. So have a couple of great options and very secure options in choosing what you want to do for securing your smartphone. Now, Samsung is obviously known for having some great cameras in their Galaxy phones, and it's going to be no different here. They said they have improved the camera within the S8. Physically, what's pretty cool is the rear camera no longer has a hump on the back of it. It's flush with the back with the rest of the device, which is pretty cool. The main camera is a dual pixel, 12 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization. It has a f.17 aperture on it, so that's going to be pretty good for low light and some really good photos with it. Now, they're using a new sort of multi-image processing mode. They take a bunch of images sort of at once, and take the best features of each one of those images and compile it into one great image is kind of what they're doing it with it. So there's like a lot of software and processing sort of updates that they did with that. Now the front-facing camera, the selfie camera, is 8 megapixels with the same at 1.7 aperture on it, so you have the good ability to get some nice wide-angle selfies. Should work on low light as well too, so you'll pretty much be able to get some real good pictures with it. You'll also notice here the UI is a little bit more refined, smoothed out here. They do have some Snapchat filter seems to be built right into the camera UI itself, and it tracks pretty well for it, as you can see here as I kind of playing around with it. So pretty nice to see if they kind of include it in there for those that love those type of things. But it seems like the camera obviously is going to be a lot better here in the S8, and it's good to see that Samsung is going to continue that trend of having probably one of the best cameras in an Android smartphone and in a smartphone in general. Now for software, we have a few new things going on here. Let's talk about pretty much the base software first. So Samsung is running their Samsung Experience version 8.1, no longer called TouchWiz now, and it's based on Android 7.0. This is probably, from the looks of it, the most refined that I've seen on their software to date. They have a look that sort of matches the feel and style of the phone. You don't really have that sort of candy, colorful look that we know TouchWiz and past Samsung devices have been used to. It doesn't have it that heavily. You obviously can theme this if you want to too, but the base theme does have the familiarity that Samsung users that are used to that will still be able to get into this phone and use it, and it will still reach out to that core fan base that really does like Samsung and wants to have that familiar operating system with it. Now, one big new piece of software that they're adding into the Galaxy S8 is Bigsby. Bigsby is Samsung's AI assistant. It's all about contextual awareness that will help you personalize your device through voice, text, and touch commands. Now, we weren't able to fully test the voice features in here with it. It was kind of noisy in the showroom, but we did take a look at the Samsung Bigsby Hub, as you can see here, and it kind of collects all your information and data. It's very similar to sort of Google Now. It's kind of all right there for you. It seems like it's going to do a pretty good job, and it looks like it's pretty clean and intelligent and pretty nice looking for the most part. I can't wait to really get the chance to really test out Bigsby because I want to see how well it's going to be. Now the final new piece of software is Samsung DeX, which with a docking station will give you a full desktop environment coming from your Galaxy S8. Now in the demo, they sort of edited a PowerPoint right within the software on. It looks like a little bit more robust version of the mobile version of PowerPoint with it, and you're able to edit that, then open up the mail application and attach it, drag and drop it, and email it off. Looks pretty cool. I am surprisingly very excited for this, considering that so many companies have tried to do this in the past and have not succeeded. Samsung is doubling down on its main flagship this year to recover from, let's be frank, a rough 2016. My thoughts is right now, they probably have another win around their hands. Samsung has a very good track record for these type of things, but we'll see fully once we get it in our hands for review in the house here. We'll let you know our full thoughts on it when we do get a review unit here. But Samsung right now has put the competition on notice. They might have faltered last year, but they will not slip up again, and they are proving that right now with the Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus. Let me know your comments, thoughts, anything below. Let me know, which one do you like better? Do you like the S8 or the S8 Plus? Do you think Samsung got it right this year so far with the Galaxy S flagship phones? Let me know everything in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and always remember to live your tech world in high definition.